Let's try to make this beautiful floral mandala. So we start with a circle. You can always put some dots to make a center. Add petals for like a lotus flower. You can choose any kind of flower. I just chose to have 3 lotuses. So one in the center and 2 on opposite sides. And the one on the center was a little larger than the other ones, so that I could make space for some leaves and some other little elements to create an interesting visual. So I had some leaves up there and some leaves on the bottom and some little baby flowers on the top, just so that I had more of a visual element of openness and the dark space would be limited. Fill up the space in between the lines so that the flowers and the leaves would be visible. This is called reverse negative or cut work. And once that is done, then let's make like a thin border around. And I'm basically draping the line so it's lifted up from the paper. I've added some humps. I try to make all the humps of the same size and preferably in the direction of a clock. If you're not totally perfect with it, don't worry. Art is very forgiving, especially henna. I divided my spaces and into equal parts, and then further divided those equal parts into more equal parts so that I can make petals. Each of these petals will be with negative, reverse negative design. This same mandala can be made with a shade. Like if you want just shading of the petals, you could do that. If you want to do part of it with the dark and part of it as open, that could be also done. I just chose to have a dark heavy petal so that this would be an ideal mandala for someone who has darker skin or who wants a heavier design, so that there is more deposit of henna and it will stain better and just look heavy. But I do like to make my mandalas have something that looks a little bit delicate, so my petals and my center are pretty heavy. So I did add a border, a very thin border with some humps on it, and that will come up in a second. I'm trying to catch up with the design as I'm putting a voiceover for the first time on my design. So that is how you would fill them, each petal continued, and then it would look like that. So here is the border, very thin line, again draped over each of the petals. On top of that, I would do some humps and baby mandalas wherever the 2 petals would meet. If you plan to draw this design with variations, please send them to me or tag me so I can see how you recreated either this design or you changed up either the center or the petals. And here are the small baby mandalas, just a swirl with a little dot, some humps, little bit of a larger dot. One more baby mandala just to show it again. And then you go all over around. Here I'm putting a few dots on each of those little humps just to create a nice finishing. So continuing with more baby mandalas with the baby dots. These small baby mandalas are so delicate that they make the design look very intricate. And just going all over in all the places where the petals meet. Here we are adding large dots and three solid leaves on the tip of each petal to create that visual interest. And that way the whole design comes together and looks amazing.